Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am Jessica Del Mar, and this is the Oneness Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the second powerful activation occurring at this moment, triggered by the 7/7 portal in July. Now, this is an ongoing activation, an ongoing integration, especially throughout the next year or so. And what's been coming through are three powerful activations. In the last episode, we spoke about the first activation, which is a clearing of grief and a transformation of how our bodies hold on to the emotional energy of grief. And when grief is lifted or transmuted, it opens up a whole new state of being for us to exist in our reality. And so the transformation of grief as one of the activations of the 7/7 portal is a powerful breakthrough in our experience. In this episode, I want to talk about the second activation triggered with the 7/7 portal, which is inner truth. Inner truth has been something steadily growing within each of us. You all know what I'm talking about. Over the past few years, you have felt an increased calling of discovering what your inner truth is, and it leads you down many different paths throughout your experience and your journey. Each of our unique individual experiences are harnessing our own sense of inner truth, what it means to us, and what role it plays within both our life experience as well as our life purpose. The hurdles and challenges we have experienced as a collective is no stranger to our own individual experiences, meaning that as we go through these challenges and sufferings as a collective, we also go through challenge and sufferings as individuals. And the important part that challenges and suffering plays is that it helps us to fine-tune what our inner truth is, what it means to us, and where we want to go with that inner truth in our experience. So it's no surprise that many of us have been going through so much difficulty and suffering, especially within the past few years. The purpose has not only been for the extraction, again, of our own healing and purpose, but for the attunement of what feels in alignment to our inner truth and our ability to discover more of what that inner truth is. You see, complacency does two things. Number one, it generalizes your experience so that in essence, your experience begins to feel like it lacks purpose, uniqueness, and individuality. You do not know where your experience ends and another person's experience begins because it begins to blend together. And number two, what complacency does is it numbs your emotional aptitude, which eventually numbs your relationship with your experiences. This essentially then numbs your ability to create, which requires you to feel your experiences deeply, create intentions based upon how you feel towards your experiences, harness your internal energy, and direct its flow. That's what creativity needs from you. Creativity needs you to be an active participant in your life and feel all of the feelings in order to fine-tune what it is that you want to create. What we've learned over the past few years is that we have each been called to take active steps in the participation of our experience, no matter how that looks to each person. And for many people, this could absolutely be too overwhelming of a responsibility to our experience, to the point where it has led many to break down or shut down, devolving more into their survival instincts of fight, flight, or freeze. But with active steps, we begin to define what inner alignment feels like to us, kind of like a baby learning to walk. It feels unsteady and wobbly at first, but the child must take the proactive steps towards learning. Eventually, though, through the wobbling, discomfort, and even falling, the child will learn what it feels like to become steady and learn to walk with ease and strength. We have been going through those initial learning steps together as a collective, only because our focus on where we are headed collectively is changing and shifting. And so, as our focus of the future changes and shifts, we must learn to adapt. And with each shift and change, it's like learning to walk again, only because we must learn to find a new balance to all of the changing and upcoming energies. This has been filtering into our own personal experiences to teach us what that steady feeling feels like and what adapting to a new energetic experience feels like. And so for many, this learning feels like a rapid movement of change where they feel like they're constantly adapting to new things and new environments that are occurring or shifting in their own life right now. And that's important because it's almost like as you shift or throw down new cards over and over and over again, you learn what it feels like to be balanced so that when the next card comes, you can maintain that sense of centered balance no matter what is being thrown at you. And that's really this integration that we're going throughout all of these changing things that we're experiencing and learning to walk again and again and again. It's kind of like riding a bike and immediately remembering how to ride the bike despite everything that's changing. Our inner truth is our inner North Star that works with an internal compass to help direct us within our life. So our inner truth is really that inner stability that we're looking to kind of default into as our environment keeps changing or as the energies keep changing. And so if we have to constantly be adapting to something new or new energies, we know that our inner truth, our inner compass will always maintain our balance, our security, our sense of safety throughout all of the changes. And that's why inner truth is such an important and powerful integration at this time. Our inner truth is not a list of things we believe to be true or factual, but rather our inner truth is an internal feeling of what feels right or in alignment in any given moment. It holds no labels, no explanation, no belief, no factual evidence, just simply feeling. It's similar to acclimating to any environment. You must feel, for example, both hot and cold in order to understand that warm is where you want to be and what feels easy and in alignment, and also the path of least resistance. And you can't even really necessarily explain what warmth feels like. You just have to experience it and feel your way there until you know, right? The path of least resistance is not the easy path, but a path that you forge internally that feels in alignment both internally and externally. Harnessing our inner truth is about harnessing our state of being in alignment with who we truly are. Who we truly are is not necessarily the feeling of what feels good and positive, but rather who we truly are is a feeling of inner peace, buoyancy, ease, and softness. And if we can connect to that feeling of who we truly are, we can use that to navigate all experiences that we go through, including both good experiences and bad experiences and everything in between, so that we're always in tune with our greater truth, no matter what the shifting landscape is. Being in tune with our greater truth helps us navigate our experiences, again, whether those experiences are good or bad, because it shows us where our next steps are by revealing the truth of where we currently are right now. It works within the path of least resistance only because our inner truth reveals to us steps that feel in alignment and not in resistance. And so, again, the path of least resistance is not the easy path through, but it's a path that you forge internally that feels in alignment both internally and externally. Often when we have good or bad experiences, the feelings of good or bad that go along with those experiences sometimes also cloud our judgment and decision making. This often takes us along tangents in our experiences or takes us off path, if you will. And while this is not necessarily a bad thing, the evolution of our human beingness is clarity, meaning we are stepping more and more towards clarity rather than away from it. And so the new vibrational frequencies we are attuning to right now is one of more clarity. So you will immediately know what that inner truth is as it takes you more towards clarity. And the reason why we're moving more towards clarity is because we've been asking for this within our collective experience for a very long time because we have been experiencing the exact opposite of clarity for a very long time. And so through manifestation that the experience of what you don't want immediately sparks the desire for what you do want. And so right now, through the collective experience and through your individual experiences, it is vital to begin clarifying who you are and what you want out of your experience and what your inner truth is that leads you through the path of who you are and what you want out of your experiences. So to move into clarity, you must also be willing to become clarity. And so to become clarity, you must be present in your now moment so that you are attuned to your inner truth, which is always directing you towards clarity, both in how you feel and what you experience. As you continue to move forward, you will find that the less clarity you have, the more lost you will feel, more than ever before. You may have felt moments of uncertainty before in the past, but it didn't cause you as much resistance or even suffering as it might be causing you lately. And this is because clarity and uncertainty are like north and south poles. When you feel a lack of clarity, you feel yourself headed in a direction that does not feel familiar to you. It may even feel painful, and you're going to feel the suffering rising. And when you feel pain and suffering where you are, it will often increase the pull towards more uncertainty and lack of clarity. So it's like you're digging yourself deeper into the ditch. But when you feel clarity, you feel familiarity and alignment in the steps you're taking. Again, this is the path of your inner truth. And when you feel alignment and peace where you are, it increases the pull towards more clarity and towards more ease unfolding for you in each moment. It also begins to solidify more of your knowing and your relationship with your inner truth. But an important thing to learn is the power of the paradox, that in order to find alignment with a deeper sense of clarity, we must sometimes move through all of the feelings of uncertainty or suffering that presents itself in order for us to know, again, going back to the feeling of warmth. You can't necessarily explain it or even pinpoint it until you feel your way to it by knowing what hot and cold is. Inner truth reveals 3 powerful perspectives on our path that you really want to keep in mind. And those 3 powerful perspectives are our priorities, our purpose, and our potential. So they go hand in hand in terms of inner truth, revealing more of what our priorities are, what our purpose is, what our potential is. And as you feel more into your priorities, your purpose, and your potential, then you reveal more of the path of your inner truth. So they go hand in hand and they're connected. Our priorities are things in our life that we know, cultivate, and experience that we want to have, grow, nurture, and cherish. You must be careful not to let your inner beliefs cloud what your priorities are. Your priorities are in alignment with your inner truth, a feeling of alignment, peace, clarity, certainty, and ease. Your priorities are relative to your environment as well, meaning it becomes the choices presented to you in each moment. Presence in your now moment allows you to become aware of what priorities outweigh others in each moment, and therefore grants you clarity on what choices and steps to make within each moment. Our purpose is intertwined within our priorities in each moment. Our purpose is the applicable steps we take while in moments of priority, meaning your purpose is found in how present you are within what you choose to be your priority. So how you grow, nurture, and cherish your priority becomes part of your purpose within the priority. And just like priorities, our purpose ebbs and flows depending upon what priority we are in and we have stepped into. So for example, we might have 2 different priorities. One of those priorities is career and the other priority is family. So when you are stepped into your priority of career, meaning you're present within that realm of your career, then you embody a sense of purpose that might look very different than when you're in the priority of your family. When you're in that realm, then your purpose within that realm looks very different. So it's more about being present with wherever you are and whatever priority you're in. Now, the third thing is our potentials. Our potentials are the channels upon which our priorities grow and expand. If we're living fully in our purpose within each priority through presence, we hold the space for our priorities to expand. This fuels our feelings of fulfillment and alignment because we know that we're feeding something that means something to us. In other words, our purpose is to add value to the priorities of our life. And by adding value, we fuel fulfillment. And through fulfillment, we open potential within our priorities. And by opening potential within our priorities, it means that our priorities can begin to expand and grow, revealing new layers of potential to explore and become present and purposeful with. Our priorities fuel our purpose, and our purpose opens up our potential. Our potential then feeds back into our priorities to help grow and expand them into a greater level or feeling of fulfillment. And all of that feeds back into our inner truth, which is constantly trying to align us with more clarity, with more of what we want, with more of what we're asking for, with what feels good, with what feels right, with what feels in alignment to what we're asking for and to what we're seeking out of life. And so our inner truth, our North Star, is always clarifying, attuning, and pointing us in the direction of these three perspectives: priorities, purpose, and potential, and the knowing of who we truly are within all three. And that's what came through for this episode. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you want to read the full transmission, because sometimes it's easier to digest this information in a written form, head over to my newsletter. I'll post the link to my newsletter in the description of this episode, where you can sign up and receive those written transmissions straight to your inbox. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. I'll see you in the next episode. Oneness, love, and peace be with you.